and welcome to Meet the Polymaker. I am your host, Nikor, also known as Joel, Polymaker Joel, your community manager. So welcome everyone to the show. I actually finally counted, and this is episode 27. So we've made it past the halfway mark. So thank you to everybody for the support up to this point. 6 months of tuning in here, watching me and looking at this ugly mug. It's appreciated. So we're gonna keep it going, and we got more weeks to go. So we got to hit that 52 weeks was my initial promise to Nick, and now that things have kind of changed with the roles, we'll see what we can kind of build this into and build from it. So thank you all for coming. We're going to be talking, as we do every episode, news, show off some prints, and then talk to yet another new maker. We have not repeated in 27 weeks, have not repeated a guest. I'm not against doing so, but it's nice that there's so many people out there willing to come on the show and talk about what they love, what they're involved with. So it has been great, and it's just going to keep getting better. So with that said, let's move right to the news. And first up, we are going to talk about a 3D printed building. Shocker. Who would ever thought 3D printing buildings would be a thing? This one is actually specifically a cable car station in Czechia. I have no idea. It's in Europe. I have no idea where it's at, but it was I thought the cool design and everything on the inside that they were doing. It's an upper deck to a cable car station on a mountainside. Another reason I want to talk about this was just the fact that it's on a mountainside. So you got to think that takes a lot of the troubles of carrying all the supplies and all the material up the side of a mountain. Yes, there's still supplies, there's still material, but when you have a printer doing all the walls and everything else, that's a lot easier to transport. And material of concrete rather than beams and concrete and all the tools and all the extra machinery. There's less to transport. It's easier to do, especially when you're on a mountainside. Now the structure of the building is your standard, I say standard, but concrete steel structure. They're working more on the interior of it to customize the rooms and watch areas where you can actually watch the mountainside after you take a cable car up the side of the mountain. But this is a project from a firm called ICE, again out of Europe, and they are actually they developed their own 3D printing concrete tech. So they're not using the standard WAS that we've seen. I think there's I want to say it was the ACE. There's plenty of them out there, but they're using their own device, their own tech to construct these walls. Design is by Atelier 3M, which is a company in Europe, I would imagine France maybe. But when complete, this is the other cool thing, will be the largest publicly accessible 3D printed building in all of Europe. Now that'll probably be trumped a month later or 2 months later as they're continuing to build more and more things with concrete. But there's going to be 18 printed sections and also 3D printed fortifications that are used that are also used in their army bases. So I just thought that was a cool little story. Next up, this one is a little odd. So Bob from California, he actually brought this to my attention. I think I've seen a snippet of it before, that UPS stores offer 3D printing services. So I thought, hey, thanks Bob, thanks for the heads up. I'm going to go, research it and see what's up. And come to find out, they've been doing it since, let's see here, 2014. So a lot longer than I thought. Didn't realize they were in it. They actually started, I think, with 6 locations US wide. Their goal was to be 100 locations. Now, up to date information, there's 20 locations throughout the US. I think Bob might be going trying the services just to see how it is. They offer a lot of different things. They do file fixing, text and logo labeling on your model, cutting, printing, of course, and 3D scanning. So we've talked about this. I think a gentleman in Europe starting a company for Etsy, where you can order, and then Etsy, his print farm automatically prints it. They ship it out right straight from there, and you submit your model and they print it for you. So this is kind of the same ideal. I just didn't realize that it was around for 9 years, or well, 10 years, I guess now at this point. So thought really cool. If you go to UPS's website and search 3D print services, they have a map. It'll show you. I think the nearest to me is Dayton, which is about 45 minutes. I might see if Bob kind of utilizes it, see what's there, and then if it's cool, maybe get something there or get an idea from the community and ship something their way, see how it looks and kind of critique it, if you will. But we'll see. Just a really cool thing that I wasn't aware of that's been around for a long time. So not really news. Next up, we see more and more shoes, more and more athletic involvement in 3D printing. These are going to be a company by the name of Hype Soul, and these are specifically cleat guards. Now I say athletic, I don't know where else cleat guards are going to be used other than athletics, but they specified that. But these are so, of course, if you have cleats on, whether on the field or off the field, you can place them on your shoe. It protects your cleat, and it also gives you a lot better stability on walking on different materials. My kids do soccer, and I know when they have their cleats on, we go out to eat afterwards. It's like you have to walk. You cannot run. If it is raining and you're on asphalt, don't. You need to take baby steps because you're going to slip. So these are actually a cool idea. I thought, maybe TPU, maybe I can print them something neat. But these are specifically developed using Carbon's DLS technology. So it's going to have your liquid resin, UV cured. It's using an elastometric polyurethane, 40% bio-based material. And it's known for its superior performance. These are priced at only $75, which I thought was kind of cool, especially being they're kind of print on demand. But they function like detachable soles, again, on and off the field. So one thing I want to bring up too is keep your eyes peeled. I mean, it's NFL season, NCAA, whatever all the football stuff is. See if you can spot that. I mean, now we're seeing a lot more 3D printed stuff. See if you can spot something. It's always interesting to see how much is out there that you don't realize until you're paying attention, and lo and behold, something's 3D printed. So next up, then we're going to talk about Lamborghini's Tamarario. Probably killed that, but we've talked about 3D printing in cars. They've used it for aesthetics and design, things like that. This, they're actually using it not just for prototyping, but for enhancing the cooling of their cylinder heads. So they're using it to be able to cast cylinder heads for their twin turbo V8 engine that is going to be going in. It's a hybrid. Well, let's see here. It actually called it a V8 hybrid powertrain. There you go. But again, with enhancing that cooling, it enhances the performance of the engine. Actually, is allowing the engine to rev up to 10,000 RPM. For those people that aren't involved with cars, don't know much about, that is a high rev point for a V8 engine. Typically, you're having a lot lower red line. To be able to go to 10,000 RPM, number one, it's going to sound amazing. But for not to be able to blow up your engine in your Lamborghini, that's also a plus. We'll never know. At least I won't. And last but not least, we are going to talk about 3D Printopia. Of course, we had Chris, Nick, Vicky all on the show last week. Learned a lot of stuff from them. Wanted to kind of touch base just what to expect more from the Polymaker side of things. There are a ton of things going on in the event itself, through 3D Printopia, through all the other vendors and sponsors, and just event goers. So many cool things are going to be there. I want to kind of touch on some without giving up too much. Hopefully we'll be able to stream some for those that can't make it to kind of see things. Last year we had my son there. He will not be the stream manager this year, so I do apologize to those hoping that was going to be coming. Just couldn't make it work, but we'll try to get some footage there, at least upload, that way you guys can see specific boosts, things like that. One thing, of course, we're bringing back is the scientists. This is going to be the largest scientist display to date. It's going to be equal to the just lost my Rocky Mountain. There we go. Hopefully we'll have a few more on there, because I know we were limited on space, because right now we're filling up an entire 8-foot table with the display. So as we grow, we're going to have to start taking up another table. So there's probably going to be some redesign, reiterations. I think this is version 2 or 3 we're on. Always looking to update it, but the game will be there. Your chance for winning a spool of filament, again, will be there. And with that, there are going to be multiple chances. This is going to be definitely the most chances to win filament through activities. We have our scientist game. We are going to have a Panchroma game that is new. It's being worked on with Kong, actually our designer of our scientist model and our Pavo model. But I won't give too much away on that. It's just going to be a fun, very colorful game, but that is going to be another chance to win filament. So you got now the scientist, you got Pavo game, and then we have also the Maker Chip game. And that we haven't got an official title for. Got to get with K2 and stuff on that, but it's going to be a scavenger hunt / collection game. The rules, we'll get all the official rules all posted up for K2's K2 Kevin's table. He's going to have a Maker Chip table that we're sponsoring. So make sure to see there. That is kind of where you want to start. That's going to give you an idea of what you're going to be doing. And the ideal, overall, it's collecting as many Maker Chips from different vendors, different influencers, different, attendees, They don't have to be an influencer to make a maker chip. If you got a cool little logo you want to throw on a maker chip, do it. If you haven't done it, there's still time. You don't have to register with us. Basically, we're going to try to gauge of how many I would expect 60 plus maker chips, probably more than that. That's probably undervaluing it, but we will see. So the rules are kind of going to be set in place on the first day. They could change going through the day if we realize we set the goal too high. But your goal is to collect as many as you can. Now, a lot of these things, you're not going to be able to just go up to a table and grab and take and just run across the whole event taking things. You have to talk to people. So whether it be at a booth, whether it be people walking around, you're gonna have to kind of figure that out. There might be some hints around. There might be some, little twists and turns, but pay attention, be nice, polite, walk up to people, ask them if they got a maker chip. And if they don't, then on to the next person. But it's going to be very fun. Like I said, we'll have the official information out, which actually still have, of course, 2 shows to go. So once all the final stuff is out there, I'll announce that. But again, your chance to win even more filament from Polymaker. I mean, that's no surprise. Polymaker gives away 1.5 billion spools of filament a year. We're giving away more. So again, that's the scientist game for your chance to win, the Panchroma game for your chance to win, and your maker chip game for your chance to win. Other than that, we also, of course, sponsor the drag racers and the death racers. If you come in with those, we still have our offer for the death racers. If one panel is themed Polymaker, when I say Polymaker, it can be Polymaker, Panchroma, or Fiberon, or a mix. But if it's Polymaker themed, one side is 50, both sides, it's going to be a $100 voucher. And if you have a full theme, which is judged by us, we have to determine that this is, somehow Panchroma, Fiberon, Polymaker themed, then you get $150. So of course, ideally you use all that. Our filament is how you get the full themed one. Maybe add some colors, some logos, however you want to design it, it's up to you. But there's that. We also are sponsoring the 3D Derby races. So there's more chance to win filament and other prizes. So with the dragsters and death racers, also more prizes than just what we're giving away. So there are things to be won. Stay tuned for that. We'll get the details out when the next show, or the final show before the event. So I kind of want to touch base on that. Now, real quick too, just if you guys want to get your calendars that are coming or can't make it for the full day, it is 10 to 5 on Friday, 10 to 5 on Saturday. Don't go there Friday unless you're setting up. And then Sunday, 10 to 4. Specifically, I wanted to announce for the Derby registration, the 3D printed Derby registration. It is in the auxiliary hall. You'll understand that when you get there and get the map. That starts at 10 and ends at 12. If you have a Derby car, make sure to register it before 12 o'clock, because at 12 o'clock, the voting starts for the creativity stuff. So that's 12 o'clock noon on Saturday. And that's going to go from 12 till 5 to the end of the day for voting. Top Fuel Dragster race for Saturday is going to be 12:30 to 1:30. So make sure to be ready for that if you're going to be watching that or participating. 3D printed Derby stock class races are at 1:30, so right after the dragsters, and death racers are then at 2 o'clock. The Derby races are in the auxiliary hall. The dragsters and the death racers are at the outside loading dock. You'll see everybody kind of crowd towards it. It's going to be the main floor. Actually, it's going to be over by our booth. So once you find us, we're going to kind of be right there. So make sure to register. Other than that, throughout the day before the races, there is going to be a Polymaker booth, just a race-centered Polymaker booth in the auxiliary hall for you to register your death racer if you're themed, or to get set up for the races. I don't have the details yet. I'll get with Scott and Sam on both of those races. Again, we'll announce more on that. And then we have Sunday, again, 10 to 4. Derby race, they have the Sponsors Cup race at 1 o'clock. The death racers are at 11 o'clock. And the Top Fuel Dragsters are at 2 o'clock. So, and then the announcement for the concourse winner for the 3D printed Derby is going to be in the auxiliary hall, announced at 3 o'clock. So there's kind of your breakdown. These schedules will be posted on the website soon. They'll of course be on your program. Other than that, we also, Polymaker will have a presentation, I believe on Saturday. I don't have that pulled up. Vicky gave me this stuff. I asked for her last minute for her to send this, and she came through. So thank you, Vicky. But we're going to 1 to 20 minute presentation time on stage. And we're trying to figure out, I posted on Twitter. I got a lot of fun, sarcastic, ideas. But what would you guys like to see? Let me know, whether it be on the Twitter post, if you reply to that, or if you go in Discord in general, or sorry, Rep Rap Festival, there's a channel on our Discord. Go there. Let me know. What would you like to see? Me, Sean, and Nick are all going to be there. Would you like to hear a little bit about each one of us and kind of what we're doing and involved in? Would you like to hear something specific? Would you like some type of activity? We could do kind of a meet the Polymaker mobile, and maybe, you know, between interviewing myself and then Nick and Sean, even though Sean's been on the show before, give us some ideas, some fun ideas. It doesn't have to be, you know, hey, talk about this one filament and that's what I want to know about. We're there to answer questions all day long. Yeah, you'll find us throughout the event, again, all day long. So any ideas, head over to discord.polymaker.com and let us know, and the Rep Rap Festival channel. But that's enough talking about that, because I'm almost I'm running out of time here. I'm gonna squeeze on through. Look at that transition, a little bit different. So we're gonna do the prints real quick, and I'm gonna kind of do this fast, so I apologize to those who printed and shared. But these are all shared in our show off prints and our discord.polymaker.com server. You can share anything you want there on prints, and if you may be featured on the show. There's always a lot to choose from, so I can't guarantee it, but I try to. But first up, Jason PTP printed this, and it's kind of a lithophane / he's going for this the stained glass method. And there's a couple different ways people are working those out right now. I don't know them myself, and I think they're kind of trying to perfect it to make it good. This is a very good attempt. I know Additive Adam has a really cool butterfly he did, but excuse me. But I thought this was very cool. Shows that, you know, you take the Starry Night painting and turn it into something cool that you can sit in the window, and just that sunlight coming through makes it shine and just looks awesome. Next up is Aaron from our Discord. Has printed the Deadpool and the Wolverine helmets. There are a lot of variations of these all over the place. All of them look great. These ones specifically are from Wireframe, or as you see there is wf3d.shop. Those are paid for models, but that is what he printed, and they look amazing. I don't know if they're printed to fit or just to display, but you might see a Deadpool and Starlight Mars at our print table at the event, so you know, keep your eyes open. Next up, I made the joke last week, we always have Pete Turtle 3D, you know, showing off something in Discord. That's always awesome. Yeah, of course, he loves his Prusa XL now. You can do big, you can do multicolor without a lot of waste. So what does he decide to do for his first big print? You know, Wexter's Half-Life Mini Dude. And we call it the Not So Mini Dude. And as you see there, there's the standard, and then there's the big. And until you see him holding it, it basically looks like a small child. If Pete is holding it, he's coming to hang out and, you know, carrying around like a child. That thing is huge. Printed in just 2 halves, so the whole body and then just the whole head, and they key together. So a really awesome print, again, from Pete. That's from Wexter Design, and that is available on Patreon. Next up, we have, of course, we talked about maker chips. We have to display the maker chip clip. And this can be a clip, it can be a keychain. There's different variations Tech Jeeper has created. This was printed and created by Tech Jeeper, available on Maker World. I know there's going to be probably a lot of different ways to display maker chips. This is one of them. So you want a keychain, whether it's your own chip or somebody's chip that you think is really awesome, there you go. You can snap it in place, be ready for it at the event. And last but not least is Maker Vikings Spike. This is modeled by Maker Viking. It was printed by me, but thankfully he gave me a little bit of early access. This model will be available on Things starting midnight tonight Eastern Standard. So basically when the Things contest ends for the week, a new one will begin. And this file is only going to be free for 1 week, so get it while it's hot. The thing is the texture and detail on this is awesome. This is an FDM print. I didn't slow down the top there, so you see I messed up the spike a little bit at the top, but all that detail is all FDM. I printed in 0.12 and at normal size. It only took, with the bamboo printer, took about 4 hours. I printed in different colors because I'm indecisive, and you see the foremost one is the LM Dark Sparkle Green. We also have Starlight Meteor on the, I don't know, for you guys, the one closest to me, if it's your left or right. And then the other green one is Comets Extravaganza, the dual Starlight that came with the 2023 Christmas pack. So again, thank you, Maker Viking, for sharing this with me early. Let me print it and display it. But this is the announcement to get it at midnight tonight. Not there yet. Just make sure, go to things.com, search Maker Viking, go follow him. He's got cool models. He's got a lot of more stuff coming out. And I just actually showed off his little piglet last week. So definitely a great guy, great modeler, and this is another great design from him. So thank you very much for that, Maker Viking. And now I'm 6 minutes too far ahead than I want to be, so we're going to move to commercials, and then right after that we're going to meet a maker. So stay tuned, guys. We'll see you here in just a minute.
Imagine owning some of the best songs about 3D printing this Discord has to offer. Polymaker presents 3D Printing Hits by Silverback and Little D, the best renditions of some of the greatest hits of all time. Hits like Hallelujah, Polly Smooth Criminal, All That She Wants Is Another Printer, Print Away,
There you go, print away.
Still the TD1, All About That Bag, No Stabbies, and Polyman.
It's a file tonight. We're all in the mood to see it extrude, 'cause you've got your printer tuned right.
Reserve your CD today with a special TV offer by going to polymaker.com and paying $39.99. Have your credit card ready. Seriously though, this music was a joke. Go buy some Polymaker.
This is Polymax PLA, the toughest PLA in the world, and today we're gonna put that to the test. I printed this very mechanical model and we're gonna drop it from the 12th floor. You heard me well, the 12th floor. Let's go! Ready for the first drop in 3, 2, 1. Whoa, that's crazy! Not even a scratch! Let's go and check it closer. Not even a single scratch. I dropped it again from the 12th floor and still not a single scratch. Buy your Polymax PLA right now!
Performance may vary depending on usage, individual factors, and external condition. Individual result may vary, not a guarantee of specific outcome. Consult your professional before use. See website for details and limitations. Use responsibly.
Have you had bad customer service with your filament provider? Have you ever gotten a bad spool and never got a response when you emailed the company? Well, that won't ever happen when you reach out to Polymaker. Some people say that no company cares about you. Wrong. 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 If you never got a response after emailing a company that you've worked with in the past, you may be entitled to better customer service. We at Polymaker pride ourselves on good customer service, and we won't ever keep you waiting for a response. Email us now at support@polymaker.com and we'll get back to you within 1 business day. We'll fight for you.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. So we are here to meet our maker, and rather than me ramble on, let's just meet the maker. Please welcome in, layer by layer, Steve. How you going? How's it going?
Oh, hey, how are you?
Hey, not too bad. The first time ever meeting you. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you, I appreciate it.
So this is, of course, layer by layer. Can you tell us who is layer by layer? What do you do?
I am a 3D printing person, I guess. I'm a 3D printer, I guess.
There you go.
Printer. I just like making stuff and building things and making jewelry and hue forging and stuff like that. So uh yeah, I mean that's pretty much who I am. I do 3D printing. I do a little bit of laser engraving. I do some leather stuff. I haven't done the last two in quite a while, but and not like leather stuff, but like PG-13 leather stuff, not like that stuff.
Like imprinting and stuff.
I mean, listen, if I'm not knocking anyone who does do it, I'm just saying I don't.
That's not your bag, baby.
It's not my bag, not my bag, no. But yeah, so yeah, and I mean, I just like 3D printing. You know, I've been 3D printing since 2016, late 2016, and you know, pretty much been having fun with it, meeting new people. You know, to me, is more about the community than anything. So I hang out in the Polymaker Discord and a couple other Discords and make stuff that I feel like making whenever I feel like making it.
There you go. Now, of course, as you started printing in 2016, was there a certain thing that got you involved in it? Because, of course, you can't blame COVID. That's a lot of people's reason of getting into it. What got you into it?
I don't remember. I saw it somewhere, and then like for Christmas, my wife was like, "That's what she got me. She got me a 3D printer for Christmas," and like that was it. Like it was a monoprice mini select. I still have it. It's in the hallway. I can't get rid of it. It's my favorite machine.
It's sentimental. I'm the same way.
Yeah, it's sentimental. It's not my favorite, but it's sentimental.
Yeah.
And so I still have it around. And like I said, for me, it's about having fun and like the community and getting more people interested in 3D printing. I live very close to a micro center, so spend a lot of time, you know, there when I'm there trying to help people.
Enough where you should get a commission, right?
I should. I've sold several printers and I've sold a lot of filament. So yeah, it would be nice
to reach out to somebody out there.
Yeah, I know, right? And where's that endorsement? Yeah. But yeah, so I mean that's pretty much me.
So now with of course your little workshop we can see back in the back with all the 3D printed stuff and all that is does your wife love it, hate it, or does she take credit for it?
She probably hates the monster that she created as far as 3D printing because there's a lot of late nights. There's a lot of randomly falling asleep. There's also a lot of like me sitting up in the middle of the night, like watching a 3D printing video or like, you know, coming up with an idea or something and jotting some stuff down to work on. So, but she also, you know, has friends who are like, hey, can Steve make this? Or, you know, I think she's starting to see the fruits of the labor now. So she's like, oh, okay, can you make one of these? Or can you make a sign for, like, I made a sign for my daughter's name for like prom, and then made another one for her going off party for college and stuff. So she's starting to see the benefits of having several 3D
once she
printers
finds uses for herself, then it's an okay thing. It's an
okay
yeah,
for sure.
That's how it goes. Now, when you first started printing back in 2016, what were you primarily printing? Was it just kind of anything that you come across that was cool, or anything specific?
Anything that I came across that was cool. I was, you know, mostly doing a lot of stuff with like Tinkercad, and then I stayed with Tinkercad for quite a while until I really got into larger prints and stuff like that. But yeah, I use Tinkercad to make things. Like I prefer to make like my own stuff. Like I print other things, but most of the time I'm printing like my own stuff just because it's what I like to do. So a part of the process for me is the whole like making stuff and then prototyping and then figuring out what's wrong with it and then redoing it. So that's the stuff that I like to do. I'm also more into functional prints than like fun prints, even though now a group of us are doing like nomad sculpt. So we're doing a lot of models and stuff, fun models and stuff to kind of
right?
Organic stuff. So I'm starting to like organic stuff a little bit more, the funsy stuff a little bit more. But you know, it's a little bit of everything. And you know, I make my totally
banana
blown
gangster.
out, but my banana gangster, my mech warrior with one arm because the supports failed, but it still kind of works. So little stuff like that.
He's just battle damage is all that
Just
is.
battle damage, yeah, pretty much.
So now with you printing in 2016, how long did it take from printing to get into the modeling aspect, or were you already modeling before that?
So before then I was doing mostly like little stuff. Like of course everyone was doing fidget spinners and stuff like that. And then I wound up, kind of making parts because I'm also into like photography and stuff. So I started making like different little pieces for cameras or like cases or carriers and stuff. Not too many, but just different things. And then of course took like, a break in between then and there. Like we moved from one house to another, so the printers were packed up. And then pandemic hit, everyone's home. Unpacked my printers, and I was like, yeah, and I was like, this monoprice mini select, I think it was like a 120 by 120 by 120. I was like, this is way too small. And I wound up getting a ANET ET4X, which to me was a great printer. I know the A8 is trash.
Had its issues.
Yeah, had its issues, but the ET4X was good. I only had to like do like one soldering thing on it. And after that, I mean, it's been whistling ever since. I don't use it as much as I used to. And I don't want to give it to somebody because of the learning curve. But I might like give it to like another 3D printing person if they want it or whatever. And then got the ET4X. Then I got the Ender 3 Pro. I love it. The $100 printer from Micro Center. Actually, I bought several of those.
So did
I. After that, I got a G-Tech, I think like A30. That's it's in the hallway. And then that's
like musical chairs.
Yeah, that one right there is, that's the what is that called? I can't remember what it is, but it's the same size as the ET4X. I mean, as the G-Tech. So I just swapped that one in. I like that one. The TiVo Tornado, that's what it is.
Okay, yeah. I've never had one, but I've heard of them.
It's cool. It's a nice printer. Creality K1, and then two bamboos over there, the A1 and A1 Mini. Personal preference, I like the Creality more for single color prints. It's just a little bit faster and a little bit more consistent. And then of course the bamboos for the multicolor stuff. So yep.
Oh, yeah. So you got a broad range of a little bit of everything.
Yeah, for sure.
That's how mine. My workshop kind of the same. Is it's a mess of many things, and Ender 3 was my starter one. So
I
know people crap on Creality, but got me started, and I still have it. And I'm the same as you. I'm not getting rid of it.
You won't get me to say anything bad about Creality. They've tried, and I won't do it because I've never had any issues with the machine. So I'm a Creality supporter. I'll say that.
There you go.
Except for with the K2, because I had 5 of them in my cart and none of them went through.
So I'm pissed. Many conversations during that time. Did you get one?
So
nope.
Still
Did you
pissed.
Get it? Nope.
When I saw that I had 5 of them in my cart at the half price and could not get them, and I wound up getting one at was it like 70% or whatever? I was like, nope, I don't want it at all. I don't want it at all.
We were back and forth that day, and I was none too pleased either. I would have spent the money on it, but
I would have.
It is what it is.
So mad about that.
So now, of course, you do the Hue Forges is another big thing you do.
Yep.
Do you ever incorporate your photography into 3D printing, and then also vice versa? I know you said you did parts and pieces for the cameras, but in the photos itself, do you ever incorporate 3D stuff in your photos?
I have not, and that's a good idea. But as far as like with HueForge, I do some of my. This is a photo that my daughter took, so I'll do stuff like that and print those out, and then portraitures and stuff like that. So I use it for printing out photos that I've taken, because it kind of gives it a different feel. And like I saw HueForge at 3D Printopia last year, aka Earth. And it blew my mind because I understand like the whole depth of field and not depth of field, the dynamic range of photos and stuff. So seeing how they took that and made it into something that you could actually touch and feel, it like blew my mind. And you can ask any of the guys from HueForge, they'll tell you, like I was standing there for like 20 minutes talking to Ian, and then I think I was talking to Steve as well, and like my mind was blown. And then it still took me a while, even after buying it, to really appreciate it. I tried doing a couple of other HueForges, and then I wound up doing like some of my own photos, and then that was the breakthrough for me. Was like
Yeah.
seeing my own art as a 3D print, and then it just was like gangbusters after that. I just kept, you know, doing more and more of them. It's just I enjoy it because it kind of gives texture to it, and it's kind of like the process of developing photos. I do now. I don't do quite as much digital photography as I used to, but I do a lot of like film photography. So this is kind of like the development process for, you know, a digital film by turning it into a Hue Forge. So yeah.
Now, with like on the professional photography part of things, have you ever incorporated like Hue Forge as like part of a package? Like, yeah, hey, you can get your digital pictures.
No,
How about?
I'm like full on 3D printing right now. Like post pandemic, like there's a little bit of like burnout from the photography. I'm a people photographer, so I did like weddings and portraits and stuff like that. So there was a little bit of like burnout, and it seemed like it was a thing across the board for a lot of photographers. But once I kind of got back into 3D printing, it's been kind of like full steam ahead with 3D printing. And then I still do some photography on the side. I did the product photos for Ajax 3D, the Cookie Cat Hue Forge
Oh,
line.
TD1.
Yes, yeah, the TD one. I did those photos for Ajax. So you know, I still do photos for friends and family, just because I still enjoy it, but I don't want to do it to get paid anymore because that took the fun out of it. And then that's
Oh
also kind
yeah.
of like where 3D printing kind of came in, is that now because I enjoy it, you know, like now you can get paid from it. Don't get it twisted, but now I kind of it's something that I enjoy because I enjoy the creation of like models and creation of things, and then being able to physically see it, and then being able to bring joy to someone else by giving it to them,
Oh,
or
absolutely. Yeah.
or whatever. So it kind of like satisfies a lot that the photography did not satisfy, even though I enjoy photography as well.
And now, aside from 3D printing, you know, we have 3D Printopia coming up. Is
Yep.
there anything that you have planned to do at 3D Printopia?
No, never heard of it actually.
Oh, okay.
What,
Yeah, 'cause, yeah,
what is
it's
what
probably too
is
far
3D
for you
printing?
anyway. And
Yeah,
odd question. I apologize.
yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool.
So we're hearing the voice for those that don't know. I think I've seen it in chat a few times. As you know, layer by layer here is going to be the voice of 3D Printopia this year as their MC. And
Yeah, yeah.
so how'd that come to be? Is it something that are you involved with
So
MC kind of work, or how
it's
did it all come to
okay. So
fruition?
it's kind of like I don't even think they know that part of me, but so um semi-related, I host like live music shows like maybe once a week or every 2 weeks here in Baltimore, about 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes south of Aberdeen slash Bel Air, where 3D Printopia takes place. um so I have experience in like emceeing and kind of like leading shows and stuff like that. But that I don't think that was the case. Like I went to Earth at the time in 2022, and just walked around, you know, and checked it all out and was like blown away. And then came back last year as a volunteer because I was like, "There's no way that this is gonna be like in my backyard and I not take
And I'm not gonna be
advantage."
part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I want like like I want to be a part of it. So I went and just, you know, I bothered them the whole time, like, hey, you need any help? You let me know you need help, you know. And then and so then this year, you know, of course, it's getting close, and I'm like bothering them again, like, hey, listen, you need any help? Like, no, da, da, da. And then Chris was like, hey, actually, I want to know if you wanted to be the MC for 3D Printopia. And I was like, heck yeah, like
Yeah.
absolutely.
Sign me
And, like,
up.
yeah, sign me up. It's been like a crazy year because as a result of volunteering last year, I wound up in spaces that I wouldn't ordinarily have wound up in, with people that, you know, you look up to in the 3D printing community, the different influences and stuff like that, the different like, you know, pioneers, I'll say, of like 3D printing, the ones who kind of like make it into a household name. And I'm
Yeah.
just like a fly on the wall, and I'm like, you know, let's call a spade a spade. I'm the 6 foot tall black guy with dreadlocks in the room. They're like, who is this guy and why is he everywhere at this event? You know, and so, you know, I was just enjoying the whole thing. And then like opportunities kind of like started coming up as a result of that. And
Yeah.
so you know, I jumped, jumped at those opportunities. Went to Murph this year as well. and just kind of been visible, having fun on Discord. Meeting new people, talking to people, meeting a ton of great people in the Discord, in the Polymaker Discord, Hugh Forge Discord, Wexter,
Just friends
quite
to
a
be
few of
had
them.
everywhere.
Yeah, friends to be had everywhere. And so, I probably, you know, over the last year, it's just been like literally, and my kids are like, "What is happening there?" I was like, "I'm just along for the ride. I'm
That's
just
yeah.
enjoying it."
I feel exactly where you come from. So, like you
Yeah,
said, the
yeah,
whole
of course.
volunteering things and putting yourself out there. And my
Yeah,
kids now like, oh wait, no, wait, Nick from Polymaker, they know who he is, and oh, you're talking with him, like, oh yeah, no, I'm working and doing this, and yeah, and then now
yeah,
I'm part of the Polymaker family. So it goes to show, like I said, number one, the community is amazing, and putting yourself out there, you never know. Like just like you said, it wasn't your
yeah,
intention. It wasn't like I'm gonna kind of weasel my way into this community and see
exactly.
what can get done. Like no, it's crazy, but there's just that love, that support from everybody. And like you said,
Yep.
there's so many awesome people, in the Polymaker
Yeah,
Discord and all the other Discords. There's overwhelming positivity that definitely, there's negativity, but the
yeah.
positive always outweighs the negative so far in
Oh,
my
by far,
experiences with everything. So,
by far,
uh,
by far. I wouldn't trade it at all. Like there hasn't been a situation yet, that I wouldn't, that I would take back, or
no,
like it's all been growing experiences. That's kind of like my thing is just like, if you're not, you should always be growing. Even if
no.
if it's having fun, just still kind of like be willing to meet new people and help people. Um, and that's like I try to help when I can. You know, uh, as far I use what knowledge I have. I've been 3D printing for about 8 years now, or a little over 8 years, or almost 8 years. So, you know, I've
Man, I've
had
seen that help
experiences
in the
there.
hangout many times with people
Yeah,
coming in, and especially like I said, if it's something speak up and help out. And then I've seen that many times with you, and appreciate that support of
yeah,
the
no
community
problem.
itself. And
Yeah,
it's been fun. And then like you said, is whether it's you're having fun or whatnot, you can build from everything. And that's well, just for example, you guys. So you have a kind of close knit friend group that you're all
yeah,
basically challenging each other with Nomad to
yeah,
learn Nomad,
absolutely. And
and not
it's
for a direct reason, but like, hey, let's all yeah, let's do it, and you're challenging each other.
and it's cool because like we're learning it together, so you don't have to go out and like learn everything at one time. Like you learn bits and pieces, and then you share that with the group. They learn bits and pieces, and then they share it with the group.
No,
And then like maybe long term, it's early, and so we're just kind of fleshing it out, and it could be something that could grow into a little bit more, and include more people that want to participate and stuff like
well,
that.
you could be a
Uh,
modeling group. I mean, look at
yeah,
this is a huge scale, but like STL flicks. For the most
yeah,
part, that's a group of people that got together and hey, we can throw out models, and if there's
dude,
4 or 5 of us, we can pump them out. And especially
that
you guys are, I think, pretty much all across the U.S. That it's involved in different
pretty
sections.
much.
So it's
Oh no,
something
wait,
you can do with that.
and around the world because we have an international person participating as well. So,
There you
Sign That
go.
Sugar, she participates as well. So, like a lot of the organic stuff probably wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for the group, and they're like a bunch of great people. And it's weird because like it'll be like Sunday, which is usually when we turn our stuff in, and like we'll literally be sitting in the room for like hours. No one's talking, and everyone's like head down,
Just buried into the
modeling,
tablets.
buried into the tablet. And I wouldn't trade it at all, man. It's just like we just
It's
like
fun.
no
Fun
one's
you
talking at
bounce
all.
off each other, and I've even seen a hangout where you guys are talking, and
Yeah,
somebody says, "Hey, I see you're doing that. Did you know that you can
yeah,
hit this button or do this, and it makes a lot
yeah,
of you like what? Like it's that simple?
yeah,
Like I could have done this the whole time. That's irritated me. This thing I've seen that
yeah,
multiple times, so it's fun to see the progression of everybody involved. But
yeah, for
but yeah,
sure.
definitely fun. Now we'll get to community questions here in a minute. So anybody that's got community questions over in YouTube or Twitch, make sure to throw them up there. And I'm sure Steve would be more than happy to answer them.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
But now, with all the events, I know you were able to make it to Murph. Of course, you've been to Earth because you're in its backyard.
Yep,
Do you plan on trying to make it out to Rocky Mountain anytime?
I do. I do. And follow my
That's
ring. My ring was there last year,
Did that ring
as
cause
well.
any issues with anybody?
Huh, it was supposedly it was not TSA approved, and so it was for someone. It was confiscated.
No
But
pat downs, no cavity
no pat
searches,
downs. Yeah,
thankfully.
yeah, no
But
cavity
it just
searches.
could have
But
taken a little
yeah,
lane.
so hopefully the ring for this year, and I'll show it. This will be potentially the ring for this year. It is a Lego 3-finger ring, Lego based 3-finger ring. You know, you can
Build right off of it.
put a house on it.
Like you just casually have a house of Legos. Like you just kind of put a
No,
house on it.
I should have like put it down and like just throw some Legos in the air, and then
Made
like
some
there you
noises
go.
with Legos.
Yeah, a drill. Yeah.
Let's see here. What I got? First community question. I am fan of delicious flavor. Never heard of that guy in my life.
Never heard
He
of
is
him.
asking Steve, any ideas for future endeavors? No spoilers, but now that you've completed your latest project, curious what you might have coming in the future. You made that
First
really
of
long.
all-
Do you have any future endeavors? I guess is the question.
First of all, how do you know me? I'm a fan of delicious flavor. Why are you saying my government name in here? Okay. I don't know you. First of all. Second of all, you need to mind your business. All right. No, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah, there you
You
go.
know, whatever, man. Whatever comes up, whatever ideas come up, I'm gonna do. I got made a bracelet. You know, it also seems to be very could be a wheel for a miniature death racer or something. Necklaces. I got my 3D Printopia necklace on right now. See that I made the necklace, I made the chain. I got tiny crabs that I want to leave all around the city. What else do I have? I have film canisters that I make. So
Now,
whatever.
speaking of this, the crabs, that's going to be something you're going to put on your TikTok?
Yeah, I'm gonna stash them around and just let people find them, and hopefully they'll enjoy finding them or something, kind of like a geocache type of thing. It should be fun.
There's
I
going to be
made actually
$1,000 cash inside each crab.
absolutely inside of each one of these thinly sliced crabs will be
Yeah.
$1,000.
Very well folded.
I went to Texas. I made some like Longhorn stuff to hang around. You know, I just like making stuff.
Just have fun.
It's
with
fun. Yeah, like I tell anybody when people ask me, like, well, what do you 3D print? I'm like, anything I want, because I can make anything I want, you know, or it's already out there. But most of the time, I like making it myself. But yeah, because I can make anything I want. So
There you go.
why not have fun with it?
Yeah. We got next question is Creatrix Brit. I've heard of her before. Question for Steve: will you be cosplaying at 3D Printopia?
I will. Listen. I do. I don't know. I do want to make some stuff for 3D Printopia. I figure why not have some fun with it. So I got to figure out what I want to do. But
we know
I'm
he's
open
for
to
sure going to
some
cosplay as
suggestions.
an MC, right? No.
Yeah. I'm a cosplay as an MC and also as a sane individual. So as sane as I possibly could be. But I'm gonna be trying to go around collecting these maker chips. All right. So if you see me running through the crowd, just put the chips up in your hand and I'll grab them. You know, like a like a bowl or something on my horns.
A little baton handoff in the track race.
Yeah. Listen. I'll say this. Listen. I can admit when I was wrong, K2 Kevin. I can understand. All right. I was wrong about that. I made this one, right? This was my coin for Murph. I liked it. It's shaped like Michigan. You know, it's got the QR code on the back, and I will probably have some of these left. So feel free to take them at 3D Printopia.
Now, why Michigan?
I'm sorry, not Michigan, Indiana. I'm sorry. The colors threw me off.
Because they didn't look like Michigan.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You know, so now I'm in the club. I made a maker coin. It's gonna be better than everyone else's. I can tell you that much. I'm talking to you, 3D Print Bunny. It's gonna be cool. I got something up my sleeve. I'm also making and I'll show this. This is the beginnings of the bandolier, man. The maker coin bandolier. This is the prototype, and there will be more of these. I'm trying to get it done so it can be printed. It should be a pretty fast print. It'll be 2 to 3 across. People can wear them, you know, and put them on like you're in the Cub Scouts or the Boy Scouts or the Girl Scouts, or for the Trekkies is what is it? Worf's is called a Baldera. You know, you rocking the Baldera around. So anybody,
Now, Worf,
Chewbacca, the
that's
Chewbacca
the tall furry guy, right? Worf.
Yeah, don't play with me, man.
All the fans
Wolf.
just cringed in
Here's the thing,
chat.
Wolf. Everybody, like I said before, everybody should know this. I don't think you understand. Chewbacca saves the galaxy. He's also naked. Don't forget it.
Yeah, we've had
I've
that
ruined
conversation.
I've ruined Star Wars for you. Okay.
uh, let's see. Is there any other questions? I better check YouTube. Um, any other ones before we move on to? We actually have rapid fire questions we're bringing back this week. Yeah, surprise, surprise. But let's see. I don't see anything else on there other than K2. Wait, Steve's okay with maker chips now? I think that's a resounding yes. You know, he's not going to let you live that down come the time of the event, right?
Sweet. Oh my gosh. Right. That's why I had to go a step above, just because he already set the bar high. It's got what, 17 different variations out there.
Yeah, I think 50 million at this point.
Right. So I had to jump it up a little bit. I already got your maker coin, so it doesn't matter.
No chip for you.
I'm sorry, your maker chip. I already have it. So
yeah. No maker coins here. Right. Okay, but let's we'll move to the rapid fire questions, and then I'll let you get on out of here. But we're gonna start off with the tried and true question. It's easy. What's your, and I kind of worded it different, your favorite color or effect filament? Surface effect, I should specify.
I'll say the Starlights from Polymaker or the Shimmers from Inland. They're very similar. But Inland just came out with like 5 or 6 new shimmers that are freaking I have some of them back here. That is was it Gold and Comet, I believe, and they just for the necklaces they look amazing. Nebula is another one. So like I'm gonna say the Shimmers and the Starlights are like currently my favorite.
Are your go-to. Okay. Yep. And then what print are you most proud of since 2016?
Print that I'm most proud of.
I guess this for you could be also the model or print that you're most proud of.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It was cool to see the Remurf when this was cool because it literally was sitting there, and I came up with the idea for having the Rocky Mountains,
and it came out great too. Yeah, I mean,
it
was
came
just
out
a cool
pretty
design
cool
overall, not just the knuckle thing, but the fact the design was very nice.
And so even though I couldn't go, but to see photos of people wearing the rings, or Joe Mike makes and Zombie collabed on like a badge using the logo as well. To see that badge in like photos and stuff, like, man, I made that. That's freaking cool. So that awesome. One was pretty sweet.
I'm sure we'll see more and more creations of yours floating around and about as time goes by.
For sure.
Next up, what does Order 66 mean to you?
Oh, look, did you try to wait? You luckily
no, I didn't do the command.
Okay. So
I thought of it.
I have all of my printers set up so that all I have to say is issue Order 66, and all of them die. You know, therefore
shuts the power down to all of them.
Yeah, that's how you kill them all.
Yeah. No, I didn't know if you had anything printed, so I definitely was not going to do that.
That would have been hilarious, though.
Okay, and let's see here. Next question up. This may have came from somebody with some sources. Why did it take you so long to make a Cuban chain link?
Because I was trying, and so the difference between these Cuban chain links and a regular Cuban chain link is that it's customizable, ergo the different colors, so you can kind of make your own, your own little Cuban chain, and it hides the section, so you can just build a Cuban chain link. I like to try to make prints that you could do at the end of the roll. So like if you had like a little bit of filament left, you can just print those off, throw them in a box, and then someone comes by and they can just make their own little necklace, or they can make their own like little bracelet or whatever, or earrings. I do earrings occasionally as well. So I like to try to make stuff that'll, use up that last little bit of filament when you can't figure out what you want to do.
Awesome. And then last but not least, in your best MC voice, can you give us a sample of the 3D Printopia welcome message?
Oh my gosh, I
On
don't.
the spot, so I know.
On the spot, sweet Jeebus. Let's see. Um, welcome to. Do you? How could you do this to me?
Hey,
How
if
could
Kong
you?
can do a Rocky or Macho Man Randy Savage impersonation, I think you can put it just out there. Doesn't have to be
Uh,
full voice. You know, you
yeah,
can
yeah, yeah, yeah,
keep it
yeah.
level.
I haven't had any hot tea, so
There
it's
you go.
probably
You
gonna
got
be
to
like
prep.
it's gonna be like, welcome to 3D Printopia. I'm your host, Layer by Layer.
There
No,
you
it'd be like,
go.
welcome to 3D Printopia. I'm your host, Layer by Layer. You can find me at this table or this booth. Death Races will be starting in 10 minutes. Death Races will be starting in 10 minutes, something like that. I don't know. I have to
There you
figure it out.
go.
I'm still working it out.
There you go. Well, I can't wait to hear it. I'm sure it will be great. So,
Yeah,
other than
should be
that, is
fun.
there anything that you want to pitch? Websites, socials, projects? Where can people find you? Anything right now? It's your time. The stage is yours to mention anything
Um,
you want.
I don't know. Like, I have anything to pitch. I would say show a little kid 3D printing. They'll probably love it. Number two, you can find me online. If you look up NigerianPrints.net, that's me.
There's
It
another,
takes you
yep.
to my site. Yeah. NigerianPrints.net. Yeah, that's right. Or you can type in
PRINTS.
yeah, TS. You can also type in lxl.social. That'll take you to my site as well.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. Have fun. Don't take everything so serious. Relax, have fun, meet people. I hope to see if you see me at 3D Printopia, please come say hi. Please use your screen name because I probably won't know who you are unless I already know who you are.
100%. Yep.
But I look forward to seeing you guys there. Bring a friend if you're in the area. Bring a kid. 3D printing is it's all of STEAM. It's science, it's technology, it's engineering, it's art, it's whatever the M stands for. Math. Yeah, it's all three. It's all three of those. It's amazing. It's fun. You can you can make all kinds of stuff, including the arts. You can make musical instruments,
Oh, yeah.
everything, man. So get into 3D printing. It's not going anywhere. It's the future. Your next house may be 3D printed. I
You
think that's
spark
all I
interest
got.
in one person and it's worth it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. If you have any
Well,
questions or you need any help, find me. I'm on Twitch. I'm on Twitter, and I'm on Discord. So
hanging out in the Discord all the time too. Yep. So,
yep,
well, thank you very much, Steve, for coming on and letting
yep,
everybody learn who you are. And can't wait to see you here in 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Awesome. Well, you have a good night, Steve, and I'll talk to
Yep.
you later.
See you.
And there we have it, another maker in the books. So thank you, Steve, for coming on. Just a genuine, awesome guy. As he said, if you see him at 3D Printopia, go say hi. Give him a high five, handshake, whatever you want, fist bump. But speaking of 3D Printopia, I did forget to mention, this is one thing Vicky asked when I said, is there anything to mention? Order your tickets now. If it's a much easier process to get in and get through if you buy your tickets now. Go to 3dprintopia.com. You can buy your event tickets there and be ahead of the game, along with a lot of the events are going to be signed up, the free events. Sign up now. Anything that's on that webpage you can sign up for that you are wanting to participate in, sign up now. That's going to be a lot easier for you, and it's a little bit easier for them. It's going to still be hectic, but it makes it a little bit easier, and it'll get you probably in the doors a little bit quicker. I don't know that for sure, but I'd imagine so. If you can just show a QR code and boom, you're through. Definitely do so. 3dprintopia.com. Get your tickets. You only got 2 more weeks to go, so get them while they're hot. Other than that, we are hosting many different projects. We do so all the time, and there is always more coming. But first up, we have our Polymaker figurines, and that is ran by Antoine Dimensions, and he is across the socials, Instagram, TikTok, etc. When he releases a video of a Pokemon that he creates, then he also releases that model for free on makerworld.com, and that is under Polymaker. I think it's actually Antoine Dimensions _ figurines. But if you type in Antoine or figurines, you're going to find them. But again, he's doing one every 2 days, and he's doing the first 151. I can't remember. I think he's 90 something through. So there's a lot. He just actually changed studios. So he had to get new shelving and everything because he ran out of room. So I imagine it's going to just fill up pretty quickly as he goes along anyway. But if you're not following and you love Pokemon, you love to see just some fun content, definitely watch it. We also have Polymaker Education, that's headed by Creatrix Brit, and that is coming back full force. That little hiatus on creating some content and getting some stuff out there. This is a channel that is not just showing off some educational, this or that of a model. There's research involved in it. Creatrix Brit does a lot of research of how this helps, why it helps, what you can learn from it, things like that. Does the same thing as those are out there. Those models become available free to download and print yourself, whether you're a daycare, a school, or you have little children yourself, or you know somebody that you can help out. You have a printer and maybe a kindergarten teacher doesn't. Follow the channel, watch some of the videos. Anything you want to print, pull up those files for free, and there you have it. You can print them yourself. So just a really cool project. There's a lot of things coming on with that are coming through as time goes by, so stay tuned. And then last but not least, we have our Polymaker sponsored show in filament color in printing color. Pezliz is going to kill me for that. So that is hosted and led by Pezliz, who can be found at twitch.tv/Pezliz. That show goes live every Wednesday. She also does a lot of other shows that are fun to watch. She too will be at 3D Printopia. I think Creatrix Brit will also be there, maybe walking around in a mask. You may or may not be able to recognize her. So definitely, if you see them, I'm sure they would love to say hello and meet you, take a picture, whatever you want. And again, as Steve said, let us know not just your name, but your Discord name, because a lot of times that's how we know you, and we don't know your face. So don't be offended when it's like, yeah, and especially me. I have a horrible memory. So if I've met you and I seem kind of confused when you say who you are, just know that it's my old age getting in the mix there. So definitely same with us, everybody at the Polymaker booth, all the helpers we have coming, along with Nick and Sean too. Come say hi, come shake our hands, come get pictures, whatever you want. We're there to meet you guys, to be there for you, for the community. You guys are awesome. Speaking of, make sure to type in "I am awesome" right now. I want to switch over screens. So I guess I changed the transition on this too. Oof. Haha, look at that. Look at it. I'm just fancy now. Make sure to type in "I am awesome" into chat right now. If you have not, if you don't remember if you did, do it anyway. It'll only enter you once anyways. This is for a spool of filament. So thank you guys all for coming. It ran a little bit later than expected, but that's my fault because I wanted to talk about the 3D Printopia stuff. So much to talk about, so much more coming. Stay tuned for it. We are here every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you like what you see, if you have fun, if you want to involve in chat or just watch me ramble on and be incoherent at times, then do that too. Like us across the board. We are Polymaker. So we have all the Facebook, Instagrams. If you're not already, which I would be surprised, it's okay. You can still follow us now. But hope to see you guys back here next week, but we're not leaving yet. We still got to tune in and see the giveaway. And I'm holding you guys to that until I find out. Hey, look at that. We finally have, so Big Jano is a awesome guy, and we are going to raid out to him as soon as we do this drawing, well, shortly after. So make sure to show him love. Let me get it all started. Raid has been created. Awesome. So anyway, I am awesome. We are here every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have another guest set up for next week. Pretty cool guest. Might have an accent, might not. I don't know. You'll have to wait and see. But we're going to get the drawing done here. I see a few more people get in there. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. And if this is, who was it? Frankenbee. If it's Frankenbee, rigged and we're done. Shutting off giveaways altogether. Rose Apple Media on Twitch. Congratulations. You have won a spool of Polymaker filament. That is worldwide. So wherever you are, we will find you. It's not creepy, but we'll give you the filament if we do find you. So hopefully you're still in here. If you are, yes, you're in there. Okay. So feel free to reach out to me at joel.finn@polymaker.com or in Discord, and that is going to be Polymaker Joel. Now you can message me there. You can email me. Either way, let me know. Hey, I won on Meet the Polymaker on 9/12/2024. And I'll be sure to get that processed as quick as possible for you. So other than that, like I said, guys, we're going to raid out to Big Jano. He does also. He's got a big stream coming up Saturday, I think is his celebration anniversary stream. So make sure to tune into him. He might have some giveaways going. He may have some filament to give away. I don't know. But definitely check him out. Show him show him love. And we're going to raid on out. You guys have a good night.